Hey old soul, just over a year ago I sold everything I owned and moved to the land of Bali with my ex-husband and 3 kids. Now I live my dream life, traveling first class around the world, teaching others how to do the same. If you are ready for a life that is so abundant and free, where money flows like air so effortlessly that you don't even care because you are simply focusing on you and allowing everything to be true, then you are exactly where you need to be. Let me teach you how to be wildly abundant and insanely free. Do 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 do. Welcome, 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 beautiful, wealthy old souls. Welcome. Today is more for me to clear my throat and transmit my truth. If you are a healer, a life coach, a spiritual mentor, somebody that is using their spiritual gifts every single day, this is for you. This is very, very, very deep and very nuanced and very interesting. Never in a million years did I think I'd be sharing anything like this, but this goes so far beyond the logic of my conscious mind. And I want to explain how sometimes things can work. Sometimes we can be channeling frequencies that are not for our highest good. So I believe it was 2 or 3 days ago, and it may have been a series of videos, but there was one in particular. I was hopping into the shower the other night and I pressed play on my Spotify to play my music. And I heard a podcast episode that my team had just put on the podcast. And I was listening and I was like, whoa, like the channel sounded intense. Like I was speaking deeply from the Phoenix energy. Now, when I'm in a channel, it just comes through. I don't remember what I'm saying. I'm very like, if you asked me what I channeled most days, I wouldn't have a clue because the source of information comes through me to transmit to you to give the receiver on the other end the message. And I woke up that morning with a sore throat and I was like, why is my throat sore? What is this about me? Am I not speaking my truth? Am I afraid to speak my truth? Because the throat is complete alignment with truth speaking, and this doesn't feel like the energy of a throat upgrade. I've done a lot of throat upgrades in my time, and the energy doesn't feel this blocked and distorted. And so I was listening to this podcast that I had shared, I think it was a few days ago, and like it made me feel sick in my stomach. I was like, oh my gosh, I sound really aggressive. Like I sound really like warrior energy, like go and do it. And what came through for me was one, I was channeling truth in that moment because there were people that are on the line, people that are really struggling to get over that line, over that hunch, and get into the throne energy, into the energy that I live in every single day. But what happened is I compromised my truth to channel that frequency because I'm not there anymore. I'm not in this energy of you have to hustle to get somewhere. You've got to push really hard, make the decision. Like it's just not me. And it's made me physically sick in my body because I channeled that. And I'm sharing this with you because I want to remind you that there's just so much to this reality. There's so many facets. And I always say, God, keep me humble. Use me as an example. I don't even need to be sharing this with you guys, but my whole purpose of being alive is to be truth. My main the core of who I am is truth. It is alignment, it is love, it is purity, and I never want to be out of my truth with you. I always want you to feel safe in my presence and know that I am being the lighthouse. And while I was once this wounded warrior, and that's why it feels so icky in my body because I've transmuted from that identity. And often when we're going through these huge transits, if there's people, if there's clients in our field, it can be easy to pick up channels that are not for the highest good of all involved. So the thing that's really coming through is just to be mindful of when you are channeling, when you are turning up for your clients, for your truth every single day. Because this, like, I love God, angel, source, universe. I love right now that I have a sore throat, that my body is feeling like whoa, because it was that 2 second of ever. That's not who you are anymore. Be mindful of the channels that you're picking up on, even if there are people out there. And I know that that YouTube, that podcast, that episode served so many people. So many people needed to hear that. I understand that. That was truth in that moment. But me speaking that truth to that level has physically made me sick, because it's not where I am at right now. And I physically can't go back to old identities. So if you have gone through a massive quantum leap like I have recently, and honestly in the last year, like I'm always quantum leaping, but right now I am like going through quite a big quantum leap, and so everything in my energetics is crazy, it's wild. And usually when I quantum leap, I love to retreat a lot, because I, being a projector, I have such an open energy and I'm so susceptible to energy. And I always want to do my best to serve you, to be a light for you, to be the channel for you, so that you can awaken more to truth, more to alignment. And remember that millions become your baseline when you're in alignment, when you're in your truth, when you remember that everything that you desire has always been within you. So I'm not going to apologize, because that was my truth in that moment, but I will just remind and say with love, it's not who I am anymore to be in an energy that is trying to get anywhere, trying to make it hard, trying to get you over the line, trying to remind you to wake up. I think there's always been this fire in me sometimes as this leader, because I can see the people in my field that I so desperately want to come on the journey. I so desperately want to, come up to this higher level, to this light, so that you can really experience how beautiful it is. Because I have been through so much pain that it's so easy sometimes, if I'm around people that are in tugboat energy, always trying to help people, it's easy to channel that frequency instead of just staying on the throne. And this next chapter for me, this next decade is really about the throne energy. I have entered the golden gates, this world where the standard is ease, it is flow, it is effortless, it is not proving anything, it's not trying to be somebody that I'm not, it's not trying to force anybody to wake up, it's just going, I am the lighthouse. I don't need to bend. I don't need to force. If you do not like me, that is okay. I'm not here to force anybody to like me or hate me. It doesn't matter. Everything is working in my favor. God is moving mountains for me every single day. But I just really wanted to share this truth so that I could clear the distortion, the blockage in my throat, so that I could clear and just remind you how quick your body responds to things that are out of alignment. And when you are going through massive quantum leaps, sometimes you can be discarding. It's a little bit like the snake discarding the old skin, and then you're like fully vulnerable, you're naked, and then you're holding the new identity. And there's this reality is so multifaceted. So something that I didn't do when I was channeling that before that live was set an intention. Usually I go deep and I just connect and I set an intention so that the channel is for the highest good of all involved. And so I think that's something that's really important to be mindful of. But what I would just love to share from my heart, from my soul, is that this next chapter for me is so insanely effortless. This is you stepping into your light, into your truth, into your heart, into your soul in the deepest, deepest ways. And it is effortless. It is easy. It is allowing everything that you desire to fall into your heart. It is really understanding in a really beautiful way how to hack the hologram, how to have reality bend and collapse into you, because there is only one path, and that is your soul's highest timeline. This is your soul's mission. Every other tab, every other timeline it's never going to activate you the way that your soul's true timeline is going to activate you. When we talk about collapsing time, what we're actually doing is we're just collapsing the soul timeline closer to you. You're able to see more of the beautiful things that you set out to see in this lifetime faster and faster and faster. So I hope you understood or received what I just shared on a soul level. But I just want to thank you all for being with me. I know a lot of you have been with me for so many years. A lot of you have been with me from the start when there was a lot of fire energy and we were doing a lot of the deep healing work and we were really going home with the survival codes and transmuting survival and lack. And now I'm just in this frequency where there is no lack. It's pure limitless energy. It is like it really truly is heaven on earth because I'm connected to my heart, to my soul, to God, to source, to the universe. And I don't want anyone to think that it has to be hard. And I know people get so triggered by this word because they're like, oh, but it's grit and grace, but it has to be hard. Hard is just the old parts of you dying. And I really look at it like there is this beautiful path. This is your soul's timeline. It is the most beautiful thing in the entire world. And all you're doing is removing the boulders on the path. You're just moving all of the blocks on the way because there's just this beautiful timeline. I think the only thing that makes it hard is because you think that you're not meant to be on that timeline, that you think that it has to be hard. All you need to do is hold the frame, know that it's yours, know that it's already done. It is already done. We have to make the inner world louder than the external world because the inner world is what allows the frame to be held and then it projects onto the external world. So that is how it works. So I love you so much. I'm so excited for this next chapter, for all of the things that I'm going to be transmitting and sharing with you and reminding you what it's like being in this beautiful throne energy. Really just allowing the codes of ease and flow and living in pure alignment with overflow, with your truth. The truth is, when you are living in alignment, you cannot be broke. When you are living in alignment, when you're living from your heart, from your soul, from your truth, you will get, I don't want to say you'll get sick of the amount of money that's going to come to you, but you don't care. It's normalizing all of the blessings. And that's really how we get to live heaven on earth. It's just like, well, of course they would come. Of course the money overflows. Of course all the beautiful things come. So thank you so much for being here. I love you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for witnessing me, experiencing me on my journey, really just journeying and witnessing all of the quantum leaps I've done over the last couple of years. All the people that have been with me from the start would have noticed how much I have changed, how my face has changed, how everything about me has changed. And I just want to thank you for being here. If you do feel called to come into the Elite Energy Hub, come and hang out and literally let's hack the hologram. Let's get you back into truth, back into alignment, back to your soul's path so that you can just start receiving, because that is all this is. This whole reality is just your ability to receive your soul lessons, your soul guidance, your soul's truth. And the more in truth and alignment, everything just falls into place. Everything comes so effortlessly. It is so much more easier than you could ever imagine. And when you're in this effortless flow of life and you're just going down the river and you are just receiving all of life's gifts, it becomes so beautiful, so magical, so true. And you just remember that everything has always been within you. So there's so many things I always desire to share. I'm so excited. The next masterclass in the Elite Energy Hub is going to be all around hacking the hologram and really coming back into alignment, and how easy it is for you to choose alignment, come into alignment. And it's ridiculous because it's just like, well, what lights you up? And you're like, that. And it's like, cool, then do that, and then all the money flows in. Everything just works out, and it's so simple. But the truth is that you need to be connected to people that are living in those codes, people that are embodied in those codes, because that is the fastest way to download that frequency, to come into that frequency and have everything shift really, really quickly and beautifully. So if you have any questions, let me know. I love you. I see you. Thank you, God, for giving me this throat so I could really come back and, use discernment with everything, because your body always knows. Don't ever dismiss how powerful your body is. And if you ever get an ache or a pain in your body, or something changes after something you've done, I urge you from the bottom of my heart to really don't bypass that, don't skip that, because that is the huge part of your evolution. It is just constantly precision and refinement and staying truthfully in alignment. And you are a light worker. It is about being in the light. So I love you. Have the best day ever, and I will chat to you very, very, very soon. Mwah. And if you have finished the You Are Wealth book as well, please let me know what your biggest takeaway has been. I've been reading a few beautiful comments, and it just truly means the world. It's so beautiful to hear the, I don't even say results because that sounds so boring. Outcomes, results, so boring. But to hear the frequency shifts of really sitting in the codes of this book, because the channel for this book was just, it was such an honor to channel it. I really, really enjoyed it. So yeah, let me know. I love you. Goodbye.